Bibi Report, a week in review, the headlines and quotes that made the week's news.
A week ago, the world welcomed the new decade, the year of 2010, with joy and happiness, with optimistic hopes and prayers for a better year and a future for all of us. Are we heading Israel towards peace or towards another year of rebuttling and missing another open window? The international community has to stop coddling the Palestinians and tell them that they need to return to the negotiation table, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told a visiting U.S. congressional delegation on Tuesday. Netanyahu told the delegation led by Congressman Debbie Wasserman-Schultz that the refusal of the Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas to enter negotiations is bad for the Palestinian Authority, pushes peace further away, and only strengthens Hamas. The Foreign Ministry Tuesday launched a new diplomatic offensive that publicly questions the Palestinian Authority's sincerity in wanting peace with Israel and outlines its enigmatic behavior. The ministry's statements follow by 1 week Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman's speech to Israeli diplomats to get the message across that Israel's concessions to the Palestinian Authority have been met by new demands and a refusal to sit down and talk. The consistent rejection by Palestinians of Israeli peace initiatives and its current refusal to negotiate leaves Israel questioning whether its neighbors are in fact committed to peace, said the Foreign Ministry. Ministry officials outlined the step-by-step history of Israeli concessions to the Palestinian Authority dating from the Oslo Accords to the recent 10 months freeze on new building for Jews in Judea and Samaria. They quoted American praise and Palestinian rejection of the freeze. The Israeli move was welcomed by U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, Special Envoy for Middle East Peace, former Senator George Mitchell, who stated that it is more than any Israeli government has done before and can help movement toward agreement between the parties. Prime Minister Netanyahu on Monday added weight to recent speculation that peace talks could soon resume between Israel and the Palestinians, telling lawmakers from his Likud party that he sensed a change in the air and atmosphere. Speaking at the opening of the Likud faction meeting on Monday, Netanyahu said, "Since the formation of this government, I have called for a resumption of negotiations with the Palestinians without prior conditions. I believe that negotiations about the nature of negotiations have delayed the process enough and should be dropped." Despite all of said above, White House Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel recently told the Israeli consul in Los Angeles that the Obama administration is fed up with both Israel and the Palestinians, Army Radio reported on Wednesday. Emanuel met with Jacob Dayan, Consul General of Israel in Los Angeles, about 2 weeks ago, after which Dayan briefed the Foreign Ministry. Emanuel told Dayan that the U.S. is sick of the Israelis who adopt suitable ideas months too late when they are no longer effective, according to Army Radio. The U.S. is also sick of the Palestinians who never miss an opportunity to miss an opportunity. Emanuel added that if there is no progress in the peace process, the Obama administration will reduce its involvement in the conflict because the U.S. has other matters to deal with. Instead of using the blame tool that worked so well in the US election 2008 against former President Bush, I think it's time for the Obama administration to change course and face reality and responsible facts. While the Israeli government headed by Prime Minister Netanyahu accepted the two-state solution as a result of a policy review that started since the government was formed 11 months ago, supported and accepted by a broad majority of Israel, making life easier for the Palestinians in the West Bank, removing roadblocks that some of them increase the danger for the life of settlers, and calling for the resumption of peace talks without preconditions in every occasion and on every podium. And lately, the intensive diplomatic talks, Israel even agreed to halt settlement building construction, even in large settlement blocks that will be in every peace agreement a part of Israel, in order to stretch out our hand and show our seriousness in peace talks to discuss all the issues on the table. The Palestinians, however, were the ones dragging time and rejecting every call by Israel, adding daily demands, refusing to back off the precondition that was never obstacle for peace talks in the past 16 years, and failing to accept the legitimacy of an elected government, elected by a majority of Israeli voters, going out of its way and principles in order to resume peace talks that would lead to a secure peace agreement. So instead of blaming both sides to make up for the failures in foreign policy, diplomatic approach, and the bluff of getting Arab countries to propose gestures and create diplomatic normalization ties with Israel, Mr. Emmanuel, time has come to state facts, and if the U.S. is interested in peace talks and a peace agreement in the region, it should back off of the previous declarations that just encourage the Palestinians to climb up the tree and wait for Israel to give in and cave into pressure. Then there will be a possibility of resuming peace talks and allowing the U.S. having a role in the process. And as Prime Minister continuously declares that he will surprise the world, and as Egyptian Foreign Minister recently hailed Netanyahu's positive approach towards peace. Israel knew to make peace when it was met with courageous leaders on the other side as Sadat and King Hussein. And Israel is ready to make tough decisions, give up land, if it is met by a courageous leader that will be able to take the same move. What we all hope and believe is what was reported yesterday, that the Obama administration and delegates from Arab states were holding a series of meetings in Washington this week in an effort to see a renewal of peace negotiations between Israel and the Palestinians, and we hope that will lead in resuming peace talks and actually bringing peace to the region and to both people.